Master plan to become fluent in English, a complete guide whether you are trying to start your journey towards fluency. Fluency is just like at the top of the mountain and you are somewhere. Sometimes you are starting your journey and you have just started your journey, and sometimes you are one of the person who is waiting and who is watching someone to finish his journey towards fluency. That's mean that you are waiting, you are just waiting to start. You haven't started, and congratulations for all those who have started their journey. And sometimes you are in between your journey of fluency, but you don't see any kind of consequent fruitful results and you want to quit, but you can't return back and you can't proceed further. You can't go ahead. This is your problem. It means that you are already following some master plan. You are already following some resources, some methodologies towards your fluency. And as a result of all these activities, the final result is that you are not watching any fruitful results, and that's why you are just want to quit your journey of fluency, your struggle, your passion, your enthusiasm. So don't give up, because before disclosing this master plan, this unique master plan to become fluent in English, I want you to inculcate in yourself a strong habit. First of all, you need this strong habit if you want to be a successful person in any walk of life. I am not specifically talking about fluency in English language. Rather, if you want to achieve anything, if you want to score good marks in exam, if you want to set your career, if you want to be a good person, an established person, a successful person, a person whom other people can idolize, then the one thing you have to inculcate in yourself is the habit never to quit, never to give up. No, you don't have to quit. You don't have to give up. You have to revise. You just have to look back. The resources, the material, the methodology are, if for example, if you are watching a YouTube channel for your fluency, you are following the tips and tricks given by that channel or given by that English teacher for a specific period of time or for a long period of time. You have watched that channel. Now, as a result of that channel, you have acted upon all the tips and tricks which that teacher has told you during those videos. But the dilemma arises here is that you are not watching, you are not seeing any result, any consequences, any fruitful results. Then you want to leave, you want to quit. So my advice here is that you don't have to quit. Rather, you have to just change your way, change your YouTube channel, change your methodology. If you are just focusing on reading, you just have to try listening. If you are focusing wholly on listening, you have to try something, writing or any other thing. So change the way, and by changing your way, you will see a significant change in your results, in your spoken English. That's the fundamental principle. You have to follow this rule. You have to inculcate this habit. Never to quit, never to give up. Just be persistent, be patient, and be steadfast, because language learning is a lifelong process. If you really want to be a natural, fluid, and a person who speaks effortlessly, you have to dedicate your time, sincere time towards this activity. Now let's talk about the master plan, the complete guide I am giving you. So my dear English learners, if you are following any master plan, if you are following any complete guide or resources, methodology, anything, my first tip of this master plan is that if you have started your journey from the scratch, if you are in between of your journey, if you are belong to an intermediate level or at advanced level, if you are just a beginner, among three categories, whichever category you belong, you have to comment me in the comment section. First activity. The second very important activity is that now don't wait for the perfect time when you have an asset of vocabulary, words, complex words, sentence structures. Rather, you have to speak out. You have to give your output. It means that you have to speak from the very first day when you start your journey of learning English language. Now, your next question would be that, ma'am, how is it possible? It can be possible for an intermediate level. It can be very easy for an advanced level. But if I am starting my journey from the scratch, from zero level, from the beginning level, how can I start? How can I speak from the very first day? So, my dear audience, you have to understand this approach very carefully, very carefully. If you are watching a cooking channel and you are just writing down the recipes told by that chef, and you have completed, and you are just waiting to complete your whole notebook of the recipes, then you will start your journey of cooking, actual cooking. Then, my dear audience, you will not be an expert cook or an expert chef. Why? You have to start from the very first day you have written your first recipe of cooking. Yes, because there is a hell of difference. There is wide gap between practice and theory. You have to be practical from the very first step. Then you will come to know what kind of strengths you have, what kind of difficulties you are facing. Sometimes the difficulty is not to find the exact words. Sometimes it's not a difficulty for you to use it in a sentence structure, in a sentence pattern. Words are coming out of your mouth, sentence pattern expressions are coming out of your mouth, but the main hurdle is that you are not ready to face the public. In fact, you are not ready to face yourself because you haven't practiced any technique, whether it is talking to yourself, it is talking to your mirror in which you are facing a person in the form of yourself. You need a lot of practice to do. So the very first thing I advise you is to start speaking from the very first day. Now, if you are a beginner, my suggestion is that, for example, if you are on the way to the hospital, for example, you have a cut, you have a wound on the arm, you are just a beginner, you don't know how to put the words in the proper structure, in sentence structure. What you are supposed to do, you have to say hospital, wound, dressing. The other person who is in front of you will automatically understand you want to go to hospital for your recovery of your wound. But if you are on the way and you are thirsty, you just have to say thirsty water, and the person will point out towards a cafe from where you can buy a cold drink for you. The next thing, if you are hungry, you just have to say hungry, food, price, and the person will say you want to go towards the restaurant. Even if you don't have to say restaurant, it means that the things you need from the very starts are the words. Because words are the building blocks. From the words, sentences are formed, and from sentences, conversation is initiated. A powerful conversation is based on the sentences, and powerful sentences are based on the words. So if you have a bunch of vocabulary, I am not saying very complex, very flowery vocabulary, I am just saying if you have just a bunch of vocabulary, you just have to start speaking. Give an exposure towards your speech. The next thing of this master plan is that what it should be. Now you have taken a lot of input in form of reading, because you have been reading throughout your school career. You have been in the practice of writing, because you have been doing in your school days, in your college days. Of course, you are in the habit of writing something, listening something, you are watching the YouTube videos. The major thing which is lacking is your speaking. Now you have to dedicate a quality amount of time for speaking. You have to search out various topics, the topics of your own interest. First, you have to collect the data. And I strongly suggest you that if you want to, don't go for the whole English, because whole English, the whole English is very much vast. You have to be very specific, very peculiar, very specific, that if you want to have, or if you require the English regarding bank, go for the topics about banking, about the topics in which you are interested, the topics which you need the most. If you are a teacher, what you are supposed to do, you have to give, you have to take the knowledge, the ideas about the topics about which you are going to deliver. So be specific. Just first decide why you are searching English for, why you are looking, why you are going to learn English for, what is the major reason, and what is the area for which you are learning English language. Then it would be quite easy for you, because you have to be very specific at this point. Now, after this, you have to do your speaking. What kind of speaking? You have to dedicate a specific amount of time for speaking daily, on daily basis. Whether you are reading a newspaper, give exposure to your speaking skill. If you are listening something, you have to reproduce what you have to listen, what you have listened, because it's very much important. Because when you are speaking, you would come to know that whether I am lacking the vocabulary, sentence pattern, or it is only my hesitation or fear, and I have to eliminate it. And my dear audience, if you have this hesitation, if you have this phobia, fear of facing the public, just go on drilling, just go on practicing, and you will see that your fear, your hesitation will come to an end with the passage of time, with practice, because practice makes a man perfect. And when you are doing your practice, you are giving a signal to your brain that I am on the right track. I am collecting the data, information, and when you have enough data and information and knowledge, then you will feel strong, confident, and confident will eliminate your hesitation and fear. Believe me. And the last thing is that analysis is very much assessment. You can say it assessment of your performance is very much peculiar, is very much important for you. And next question should be that when should I do my assessment? You should assess your performance on daily basis, on hourly basis, that have I dedicated any amount of time, have I created English environment during this hour. And at the end of the day, you have to assess your performance. how much quality time I have dedicated to English language. Has I listened a lot? Have I listened a lot? Or had I listened a lot? Had I spoken my English language for which I am dreaming a lot? What were the hurdles? Now you have to write down your hurdles. Write down your difficulties of spoken English and find out the solutions. How much time you have dedicated to your listening. So this whole process, if you are not giving enough amount of time, it will remind you that it's precious time. You have to be sincere if you want to achieve significant results in your spoken English. And if you are dedicating much quality time, then it would be a time to give congratulations to yourself at the end of the day that I am victorious. I am a conqueror because I have conquered this day. So this is the master plan. Try something different, because reading, listening, everything you have tried, try this thing and you will say that I am doing the best thing. The very best thing is never to give up, never to quit, and I will not quit. This should be your motto. With this positive note, we end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.